My world is ending, and I have no control over it. In this series, at the end of every single day, I will generate a random number from 1 to 100, and if it lands on 100, then my world is gone. Now, why am I doing this exactly? Well, hardcore Minecraft gives you control of your life, and items such as the Totem of Undying mean that you can cheat death and keep going. But life isn't always like that. Sometimes the end just happens. With the complete lack of control over when this journey ends, what will my goals be? What projects will I undertake? And after it's all over, will any of it even matter? Day 1 was busy and in a good way. I started out by getting some wood, crafting some tools, and collecting some resources, including copper ore, which was new to me. I did also find a super cool, almost donut-shaped natural cave on the side of the hill near where I'd spawned, and the vision of filling in the gaps left by the cave with glass to make an almost 360-degree view supervillain-esque base really appealed to me, and that's why it's the first big project that I want to undertake. As soon as I thought that, I sort of questioned this whole idea by saying to myself, why? Like, why would I want to build a really cool base if the world's just going to be deleted anyways? And if I get unlucky, I might not even make it far enough to complete the base. The answer is memories. Why is someone sad when their parents die? Because there's no more memories that they can make together. Why is someone happy when they meet a new friend? Because they can make memories together. I know this world is going to end, but when I have to leave it, I want to take a lot of good memories along with me. All that out of the way, I did do a bit more exploring and found that just on the other side of this mountain was a really cool village along with a ruined portal just past it. But it was already getting pretty late, so I just decided to loot the village. In all the chests, I found an iron and copper spear, which I had never used before, 2 pairs of iron leggings, quite a bit of food, a few bags, and enough obsidian that I might actually be able to instantly complete the ruined portal, and that was pretty exciting. With the first day coming to a close, I settled into a safe house and, for the first time ever, had the opportunity to end this whole series. Wouldn't it be ironic if the first day was also the last? Luckily for me though, it wasn't, and knowing that I have another day to wake up to in the morning, I was excited. Excited to see what this world would turn into one day at a time. Day 2 was a bit less busy, but still hectic. Since the world could literally end any day, I wanted to get as much done every day as I could, and today's objective was to collect a bunch of sand that I could turn into glass that would be used to fill in the gaps in the donut-shaped cave that I wanted to call home. It really is a cool cave, and I found out a bit later when I went to inspect it that it actually is a full 360-degree cave, which just adds to how cool it is. You know what else is cool? This naturally spawning floating water. Huh? Pretty cool, right? Anyways, I crafted a few shovels and made my way to the river on the other side of the mountain. I did go up to the top of the mountain, but I didn't see any deserts or oceans nearby, so I have to take sand from here to start. I did try my best to make it look natural and not like I just destroyed the place, but after breaking one shovel, almost breaking another, and having it start to rain, I made my way back to the cave. But realizing I didn't have much cobble to make furnaces or coal to fuel them, I'd left all that back at the temporary base, I did have to do a little bit of mining. I was really getting excited to start on this base, and I think it's going to look really cool. Most of my Minecraft bases have been very simple, square homes. Might have been in a cool place, but that's been about it. The only actual cool bases I can think that I've ever made in Minecraft before have been one back in the early days of Tekkit, where I had a massive, like 500 by 500 block marble castle wall that had surrounded it. But the castle itself was sadly never finished. My personal favorite, though, was when I was playing on a friend's server just after Coral Reefs came out. I made an underwater base of interconnected glass domes within a coral reef, and that was cool. I'd 100% make something like that again. After getting the sand cooking, I headed back to the temporary base so I could sleep through the night. It was raining, and with creepers and other mobs around, I did not want to try to survive in that cave. I was nervous, honestly. I knew I had to spin the wheel, and while the odds are really, really low, I'm getting super excited for this series, and I hope it's a long time before it has to end. Luckily for me, though, the world is safe another day. Tomorrow, I wanted to work on filling in the gaps with the glass that I collected today, and if I had time, I wanted to see about completing the ruined portal, but we'll just have to see. Until then, I need to get some rest. In days 1 and 2, we've gathered basic tools, looted, and started a temporary base inside of a village, and found where I want to make my actual base, which is exactly what I want to start on today. But before that, I ventured over to the ruined nether portal that was on the other side of the village, but I found it was much bigger than what I had expected. I've seen the small ones, and this was not small. I don't know if I need to fill it in completely with obsidian to make it work, or if a normal size one using one of the corners would work, but I'll save that for another day. I looted what was in the chest, including some rather good pants, a hoe, and some more obsidian, and after that I decided to head back and drop everything off. But when I got back to my temporary base, I realized I didn't have anything to drop it into. So I stole a chest from a nearby home, plonked that down, and filled it up before heading over to the new base to work on it. On my way over, I did think about making a more effective way to get over this hill, but I knew it wouldn't be long before the new base would be livable, so I think I'll just make the trek the next few days instead of worrying about a path right now. And I did actually run into a few cool homes built into the side of the hill that I did not see coming down. And I think stuff like this really adds to the feel of Minecraft. The fact that every village, every mountain, every river is unique really adds something fun to discover and just enjoy. By the time I got to the new base, all the coal had ran out, so after refueling the furnaces and grabbing the glass that had got smelted, I got to work. It didn't need to be perfect, nor did I really want it to be. I wanted the glass to be an extension of the cave, as if it had molded over the gaps, and I think I did a pretty good job so far. Walking inside before the sunset really did give me that feel that I wanted. I haven't really thought about where things are going to go or how I'm going to lay everything out in this space, but I don't care, this place is awesome. As it got dark, I headed back to the temporary base to spin the wheel and sleep, but there's a little change that is going to go into place starting today. Gianni commented on my last video saying that I should make the wheel delete chunks, add game rules, or have another modification, and while I can't really do in-game modifications, I don't have that know-how, I can add penalties. And starting tonight, if I roll a 99, I won't be able to sprint for the whole next day. And each day, I want to add a new penalty, so I'm going to need your guys' help to leave suggestions for what I can leave on number 98 starting tomorrow. Once I got back to the temporary base, I opened up the wheel on my second monitor and held my breath. Luckily for me, it rolled a 37. Thank God it wasn't even close. Tomorrow, I want to finish up the glass in the new base and hopefully move everything over there, or at least part of it, but I think I'm going to miss this village. That's okay though. Today my goal is to finish that up and at least spend the night there, so making sure it's safe is my #1 goal for the day. I made my way over the hill and stopped by the base to collect the glass that had smelted overnight, but I wasn't fully sure that I would have enough, so I also made my way to the river nearby and carefully removed the sand, trying to make it look as natural as I could until my shovel broke. I then made my way back up to the base and filled the furnaces once more before getting to work on finishing the glass. Ironically, I actually had just enough glass to finish the project from the first batch, but having extra glass is pretty important since when you break it, it's gone. After that, I found a place to put the doors, made stairs down from them, and made a chest to drop off my stuff before I went to retrieve the rest of my loot from the temporary base. Something funny happened though on my way over there. I saw not one, not two, but 4 Endermen close together, which seemed a little odd honestly. If I had a better spear or a good sword, I'd have tried to get some Ender Eyes, but I just didn't feel confident in killing them. One other thing is that the punishment for rolling a 98 had been decided by Rubik's. If I rolled a 98, then for that entire day, I can't eat at all, meaning that I'd need to be careful about taking damage, mining, or even just sprinting if I do roll that. I am going to need help deciding what punishment will be on number 97, so if you have any ideas, leave a suggestion in the comments down below, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy these videos. After grabbing my stuff, I headed back to the new base, put everything away, threw my bed down, and took a good while to look out at the view from my new base. One thing I noticed is that from here, I couldn't see the sunset, but I could see it rise, and I think that perfectly fits the ideology of this series. I wanted to focus on the rise, not the fall. That said, the fall could be right now. And it was far, far too close for comfort. Despite missing the punishments and the end, it made my heart race. And I'm just glad that I have another day to keep working on this world of mine. Waking up on day 5 inside my own base felt pretty good, but the loud zombie nearby quickly ruined that feeling. Not wanting to wake up to that every morning, I crafted a sword and headed down into the cave. I was able to find the zombie pretty quickly, and I grabbed some coal while I was there so that I would have more to make torches or to just fuel my furnaces in the future. After that, I thought about what I wanted to do for the day. I wanted to get more materials, and while sure I could just strip mine, that really isn't a good way to spend a day that could be this world's last, so I decided to instead search first for an ocean, second for a sunken ship, and third for buried treasure. I headed back to my base, crafted a boat, and then headed out on my little resource gathering adventure. I grabbed some reeds to make books later, along with these firefly bushes, since I just think they're really cool and I wanted to place them around my base. Somehow not far from my base was another ruined portal, and this one was regular size, meaning that I could now already make a portal to the nether with the spare obsidian I had back at my base, which is awesome, and something I'll have to do another day soon, assuming the world doesn't get deleted by then. Inside the ruined portal chest was a good amount of loot, including a Respiration 2 gold helmet, which I was very excited about since that would be incredibly helpful while going in the underwater shipwrecks that I was trying to find. After that, I kept going until I stumbled across a village. Honestly, not much to report about it, but I did grab a bed while I was there to use later if I needed, and after looking at the strange floating dirt and hay pole, I mined all of the hay to keep food for later and kept powering on. And not long after that, I finally found an ocean and placed down my boat. There was an underwater temple right next to the coast, and as I kept looking for shipwrecks, I saw another underwater temple maybe just a couple hundred blocks away from the first, which I had not seen before. That interesting rarity aside, I did find a shipwreck between both of them, and the gold helmet allowed me to easily grab everything inside. The loot was pretty good, and there was also a map in it for sunken treasures, so even though the sun was setting, I still want to see if I could get there in time before I rolled the wheel and slept. I followed the map, and after just a short trip, I got there. I started digging, and there it was, just one block under the surface. While there weren't any diamonds, sadly, I still had a good haul, so much so that I had to do a little bit of inventory Jenga to fit it all. After that, there was only one thing left to do before sleeping, so I got to it. I spun the wheel, and there was a new addition, which was not going outside for a day, but luckily for us, landing on 75 had no penalty, and we were safe again. It was a good day, and even more so because I knew there'd be at least one more.